Hi there. If you're watching this on YouTube, or you're wanting to watch any of my content on my channel, or both for that matter, I would strongly recommend hitting the subscribe button and comment and like on any videos if you may wish, because this is a general audience channel. Also, this video is not made for kids, it is for older fans and adults alike. So please sit back and enjoy the video. Middle Engine Rewritten. Based on the original story by David Mitton and Brian Truman, adapted, edited, and told by Julyleonard. The Fat Controller's engines love their work. Gordon likes pulling the express the wildnorwester, Thomas likes running his branch line, and Percy likes taking the mail on his post train. But none of them likes being a middle engine. It's no fun being stuck in the middle. One morning, Percy was cheerfully collecting coal trucks from the smelter's yards, where Lucy, Arry, and Bert live and work. Now the two Diesels like to play tricks on steam engines, but Lucy, who is the only steam engine living and working at the smelters, tries to keep an eye on them. Percy didn't want to fall for their tricks again. But before he knew it, he was stuck in the middle. "Oh, bother," huffed Percy crossly. "Little green piggy in the middle," Arry teased. Percy's driver was cross. With coal trucks in front of him and coal trucks behind, Percy had to go slowly. James was in the yards when Percy steamed slowly by. "Ha ha, it's Pokey Percy," James laughed. "You wouldn't be laughing if you were stuck in the middle," Percy fumed. And he went all the way to the coaling plant. One by one, he shunted his coal trucks onto the tipper's loading ramp, and the coal was unloaded. Percy was not allowed to cross the loading ramp until the tipper had been turned off. It was against the rules. But as soon as his driver and fireman left, there was trouble. Henry arrived to pick up coal. He bumped into the coal trucks, and the coal trucks bumped into Percy. Percy was pushed onto the loading ramp. "Help!" cried Percy. "I'm not a truck!" But no one heard him. Percy was hoisted up, tipped over, and brought back down again. After Percy was lowered back onto the ground, Mr. Hobson, the coaling plant manager, was very cross, but not with Percy. "What happened here?" he demanded. "I was pushed onto the ramp," Percy replied, still dizzy. "I see," came the reply. "But still, I'll have to report this to the Fat Controller." That night, Percy explained everything to the Fat Controller. "I am aware of it, Percy," he said. "Although the incident wasn't your fault, and you know it's against the rules to go onto the tipper's loading ramp, you don't have to look upset. So I won't blame you for it. Although I should have apologized for yelling at you after the fruit incident, which wasn't your fault either," he continued. "Anyhow, why were you in the middle of your train?" "It's because Arry and Bert made me a middle engine before I could react to their silly tricks," Percy groaned. "I see," said the Fat Controller, concerned. Just then Henry spoke up. "Sir," he said, cutting in, "I was the one who unintentionally pushed Percy onto the ramp. And Percy, I'm very sorry." "Oh, so that explains it," exclaimed the Fat Controller. "But anyhow, until I can get to the bottom of this, why don't you take turns in regular goods, passengers, and post deliveries on Thomas's branch line for a while?" "Pah!" snorted James, thinking no one could hear. "I can handle those diesels with bent buffers and a busted boiler."
"Is that so? Then you will do Percy's run to the smelters tomorrow," the Fat Controller replied.
"Yes, sir," said James. The next day, James arrived at the smelter's yard. He was determined not to be tricked by Arryandbert.
"Hello, James,"
oozed Arry.
"Come to learn a thing or two from those who know."
"Just get my trucks ready and stay out of my way," huffed James importantly.
"Yes, sir,"
yet Bert chimed greasily. James cheerfully backed on to his trucks. He was certain he had fooled Arryandbert, but he was wrong.
"Little red piggy in the middle,"
chortled Arry.
"Just like Percy,"
jeered Bert. "I am not like Percy," puffed James. "I am not a middle engine, and I'm not moving till any of you two move these trucks out of my way." And he didn't, despite his driver's commands. But the two diesels refused. When the Fat Controller heard the news, he sent Percy to fetch James. This made Percy happy. He buffered up to James and took him along with all the trucks to the docks. But of course, James didn't help one bit. "Right on time," said the dock manager. "But what does that big red engine doing in the middle?" "He's learning," Percy replied. "Learning what?" the dock manager asked. "Learning to be a middle engine," Percy laughed. James covered himself in steam, hoping no one would recognize him, but it was no good. There is only one big red engine on the island, and everyone knows his name is James. Meanwhile, back at the ironworks, Arry and Bert were laughing at their own wits.
"We showed that red engine what for," laughed Arry. "I'll say ha-ha," agreed Bert.
But just then, they heard a pair of familiar whistles, much to their shock. And sure enough, it was James and Percy with stern looks on their faces, and they also brought the Fat Controller along.
"This doesn't look good,"
murmured Arry.
"Arryandbert," thundered the Fat Controller, "did you two make James and Percy middle engines?"
"Well,
Bert stuttered. "Come on, you two. Come clean," said James sharply.
Okay, yes we did,"
spluttered Bert.
"But it was only a joke,"
added Arry. "A joke where we can't see where we're going," replied Percy coldly.
"Exactly," agreed the Fat Controller.
"And for your punishment," added the ironworks manager, "you two will be shut in the shed for a week. And once you're allowed out, no more middle engines. Is that clear?"
"Yes, sir,"
said the scrap diesels sadly in chorus. While Arry and Bert were stuck in the shed, Lucy looked after the ironworks for the time being, with Percy assisting her. And he and James were certainly careful if the subject of middle engines would ever be brought up again. But I doubt if it's likely to happen again. Don't you?